Hey everyone, Andy here with Mossy Creek Fly Fishing. Today is Monday, October 10th. I'll be bringing you your fishing forecast for the week. This week looks like we've got some nice daytime temps getting up into like the mid 60s, low 70s. Nights are cold. We're down into the 30s most nights. So we got a little chill when we get up in the morning, but the fishing's been pretty good. We do have low clear water still. We could use a bit more rain, believe it or not, from that hurricane. We've kind of used up all the bump that we had, and most of our water is back to low and clear. So let's talk a little bit about our brook trout streams first. Not really many signs of them spawning yet, so you definitely can still fish without having to worry about that too much. Just keep an eye out. Like Brian mentioned last week, you're not going to see all those fish spawn at the same time. So we may see some fish a little earlier and some fish a little later. So, you know, if you see fish in shallow tail outs and stuff and kind of acting funny, smacking gravel around and that kind of deal, leave those fish alone, keep on moving. As long as you're fishing a little bit more moving water, you really run very little risk of messing up any spawning fish or anything like that. But again, we still have a little time, I think, before that really gets started. So you can go out and hit those. Expect low clear water, expect very spooky fish. Dry droppers probably still going to be our best way to go. Fishing smaller terrestrials still, things like ants are a great way to catch fish right now, and flashy attractors as well, especially in your mountain streams. And then on our spring creeks, kind of the same deal as what we've been saying. They're low and clear as well. On Mossy with the browns, we've seen them kind of chasing each other around some days and starting to do somewhat spawning behaviors. You can still fish at Mossy, you know, you're not wading the creek, but some days those browns can be a little bit off and worried more about spawning than they are about eating. And then other days they're kind of starting to put on the feed and really try to get some food before they go through this long, hard spawn. So worth fishing, and we have seen some bigger fish caught, but again, low and clear. Fish still being caught on terrestrials, some of the bigger fish being caught on streamer patterns underneath. Small sculpin when the water gets low is a great way to go. Your little jigged micro streamers as well, great way to go. And then Beaver Creek, I had great reports this week on. Same kind of deal for your flies, but beaver's all rainbows, so those fish are happy and feeding, and have probably some of the best water levels in our whole area right now. So get out there and fish that if you can. Dry droppers could still work, but you're going to pick up probably most of your numbers of fish out there on nymphs, and that's going to get more and more true as we start to cool down a little bit more. And same thing, you know, you can do some streamers as well. And then we've got some stocked water now. Not a lot of stuff has been stocked, but I did see, I believe the Jackson Special Reg got stocked, and some of our other put and take waters, Spring Run got stocked. So take a look at that daily trout stocking schedule, and you can kind of get updates every day on that. Until we get a lot more rain, we probably won't see all of our delayed harvest waters getting fish in them. But if you're on those creeks recently after they've been stocked, you're going to see those fish eating attractors very well. You know, they're new to their environment. As funny as it sounds, they don't have hands to grab things and feel it out and see what it is. So they're grabbing all sorts of little things that float down to them, getting used to their environment. So something bright and flashy can grab them, swim over and check it out. And as they are in there longer, they're going to get more and more used to the natural environment. So then you're going to start moving to some of your more realistic bugs, things like midges and, you know, pheasant tails, little blue-winged olive nymphs, and some caddis too as we move through the fall. But again, if it's been stocked within maybe a week or two, those attractors will be a really good way to go. On the smallmouth side of things, we're definitely really starting to get towards that end of our peak summer season. The fish are moving towards their wintering holes. These cold nights cooling that water off pretty rapidly. So if you do get out there, you're probably going to find things have gotten quite a bit tougher. Fishing slow and fishing bigger generally is going to work well, like things like a crayfish pattern or some of your larger bait fish, trying to find a few big fish that are still kind of on the hunt, trying to put on some pounds before they go into their slower moving winter months. And then musky fishing's started to pick up. That is going to get a little bit easier when we get some more color to the water. You know, everything, like I said, is low and clear. So those fish will be real spooky if they're following up to your boat. And generally speaking, in this low clear water, you may try some smaller flies than you traditionally would for musky. But again, that's going to be a little bit difficult with low clear water. They're going to be a little bit spookier than they might otherwise be. And that's kind of it for right now. We will stay up to date on social media and everything throughout the week. So if we have any changes, we'll let you all know. Looks like maybe a little chance of rain towards the end of the week, but not a whole lot. And we should expect to see probably that low clear water throughout the rest of the week. So get out and fish, enjoy this fall before we start to get really cold temperatures, and we will be back with you next week. Enjoy.